Secretary Clinton stated that she never sent or received information marked as classified on her server. Director Comey stated that was not true. Do you agree with Director Comey?
You know, Director Comey has chosen to provide great detail into the basis for his recommendations that were ultimately provided to me. He's chosen to provide detailed statements, and I would refer you to those statements. As Attorney General, I'm not able to provide any further comment on the facts or the substance of the investigation.
Clinton stated that she did not email any classified material, and Director Comey stated there was classified material emailed. Do you agree with Director Comey's conclusion about that?
Again, I would have to refer you to Director Comey's statements for the basis for his recommendation.
Director Comey stated that there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information. Do you agree with Director Comey's statement?
Again, I would refer you to Director Comey for any further explanation as to the basis for his recommendations.
What do I say to the tens of thousands of people that live and work in my district, that work for the federal government, including more than 47,000 Marines? What do I say when, in fact, saying something that isn't true, handling classified information in an extremely careless way, has no criminal ramifications? What do I say to them? How do I reconcile the fact that they know that their friends and colleagues have been prosecuted or fired for doing less in the past?
Congressman, I can't speak to any cases you may be referring to involving friends or colleagues. It would not be appropriate in my role to discuss the specific facts and the law.
The information that's been available to you, do you believe that Hillary Clinton knowingly removed classified information?
You know, I don't have a comment on or a characterization.
Far more capable members of this committee have summarily failed, as I just did, to get you to answer even the most reasonable and relevant question.
Congressman, I'm not going to discuss the specifics of that.
Any examples of where it's legally acceptable to retain classified information in a non-secure location?
I don't have a hypothetical answer for that.
I'm asking if it's legal or illegal to share classified information with somebody who doesn't have a security clearance.
Again, I would refer you to the appropriate statutes, and I'd refer you to the facts of every situation.
The lack of clarity that you give to this body, the lack of clarity on this issue is pretty stunning.
Specific question to you, Madam Attorney General, is what element of which offense did you find lacking from an evidentiary standpoint?
Well, I would say that in order to answer that, I would have to go into the entire level of analysis.
Comey said repeatedly that Secretary Clinton and her colleagues were, quote, extremely careless in their handling of very sensitive, highly classified information. Do you agree with this assessment?
I don't have a characterization of their actions.
Are federal employees generally prohibited from removing classified materials from secure area or network and placing it on open or unclassified networks?
Congressman, generally speaking,
It's a yes
the
or
issue
no.
that you're talking about, it would be covered by statute and regulation.
So they're not allowed to do that?
And it would prohibit the behavior that you're talking about.
All right.
Director Comey said that the Department of Justice has grave concerns about whether it's appropriate to prosecute somebody under a gross negligence standard. Do you, as the Attorney General, have grave concerns about prosecuting, forget about this case, anybody under a gross negligence standard?
Our concerns are always whether or not we have the facts to support
I'm not
the charge.
asking about the facts.
That is a concern
Assume
in
you
every
have the
case.
facts. Forget about this case. Do you have grave concerns about bringing a prosecution under gross negligence?
I would have to have the factual record before me.
How many cases has the Justice Department declined to bring under 18 U.S.C. Section 793F because they were concerned about the gross negligence standard?
Yeah, I don't have the answer to that.
There's a lot of people that have concerns about whether this decision was made with proper integrity. And basically what you've told us today is, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to justify it. It is what it is. And that falls very short.
Remember, your staff took classified information home, put it on their server, their laptop, nothing would happen to that person?
We would review the matter and come to the appropriate decision. We would look to see at all of the relevant ramifications and see what fit.
I asked my staff to count the number of times today you would say, I can't answer that question, or refuse to give an appropriate response. It's happened 74 times so far. So really, it's either one of two things. Either you're saying that because you want to avoid the appearance of impropriety, in which case you should have recused yourself, or you're trying to protect Hillary Clinton. Do you think she told the truth?
You know, I'm not privy to the reasoning on
I've
that.
spent the last 4 hours listening to basically the Attorney General of the United States not willing to make a concrete statement of law.